And then this. Wait, who's that over there? Is that me in the future? I don't know. So yeah, this takes place sort of, if you know the series, and I think this it can work if you haven't watched the series. Like the others, they kind of acknowledge the series, but like to the point of like, oh yeah, this happens. But all of the sort of like world events kind of are like, and then this happened, and then we'll never mention it again. Which I think is like really good. Also, I would love to go to the this is not relevant because this is the London one, but I'd love to go to the Paris where they had the alternate versions of themselves, and I would love if they went back and sort of we see more of the alternate dimension versions of all the characters, which I would love. It's really interesting. It's really fun as an idea. Also, so because of season 9, does that mean the other version of him is dead? Does that mean there's another home? Because that would be fun. That would be a fun idea. Basically, you get another Paris, but like in this one, where this is the Hawkmoth, this exists, etc., etc., etc. We go to the Paris one, and it's like, oh yeah, he died. He had this, and then it's like, yeah. Or like he comes back and it's like, I know who you are because like we, actually no we don't because Cat Noir thinks it's not his father, but I do love and I want it to be interesting where like you see it and he's dead, and like Cat Noir and Ladybug from the other world are still here. And they're like, oh yeah, this is what happened to him, and like, that will be interesting. I don't know if they're going to do that. I don't know if they're ever going to bring the counterparts up. I would want to. I would love that. That's not the point. I just brought that up because this is all about World, and World has a thing where it's like, they bring it up, and besides the end of, I think it's season 6, I'll check my phone. They don't bring it up that much, so I don't think they're going to bring this up, because overall, it's a loop, in a way. And I love, because of this, because a lot of people say, oh, why didn't you do this earlier? What? Because I think this puts motivations to why what happens in there happens. So let's do that, but first... So yeah, first things first, let me just see the end. Oh no, it's season 5. Season 5, the final days, they bring up all of the people from Miraculous, which is Miraculous. Where is it? Let me just see. It's more like this, I think. Shanghai and New York, both of those heroes come back because their season 5 deals with the world and all of that stuff. You also, I think, and I would also like if they do it a bit more, which is basically she uses herself and she akumatizes herself a bit more, because that's the whole thing. She akumatizes her and writes it down. But I don't think that's going to happen. Simply because if she wrote it down, because a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, but why don't you try again? Here's the thing. What happens if they try again? The plan works, goes into, she pulls her back out for time. It's basically a loop. But the thing is, the reason why I say she wouldn't do that is she gets the information, it's, oh no, Ladybug is Hawkmoth, or like Alien West Father, or any names. I was like, okay, what went wrong? Something went wrong, and I can't trust this because something went wrong. And both Adrian Negress and yes, I forgot the name of that one, have like trust, and like she's a manipulator, and like something went wrong. To make me write the wrong names, something went wrong. And I can't trust this if this happens again. And because, like, she could be more she's more manipulative and she's got different characters. She could do so much more, in my opinion, to manipulate people and be like, yeah, that's right. Like, she can do, like, 2 characters. Because she has what she is normally, and then she has the short hair, which is... working out all of that stuff with that overall, which I think is really interesting. I think all of that is just really interesting as an idea. Creating this mystery for season 7. But that's season 7. That's besides the point. What I like about this is the time travel. It's basically, you don't see much of what happens the first time. You see what happens the first time round, and you see it in the background, like, oh, here's this person talking to this. And you see a couple of moments, I don't think there's a couple of moments that you don't see that happen, where the first time, and then you see it for the second time when she's going into the past, which I love. I also love the idea that because she was wearing yellow as a hypist, the whole suit turns yellow as, like, a really fun idea. I also like the one thing I like is I think Cheeky knows about this, and like when she woke up being like, oh yeah, it's this. Oh, okay. It's like, oh, this is just, I think, a way to explain, because the end of season 5, they moved. They went to the respective folders, which is why. This explains why. Because at the end of the day, with that idea, it's if one person has all of these items, and I don't think they're going to do the same where like Hawkmoth gathers all the items and be like, I have all these powers and I'll give them to each individual users, because they've done that, and I don't think they're going to do that again. I feel like they might do something else. Hopefully. Please. Don't just be like, and then they take back all the rings and you have to get them one by one all over again. But I think what's going to happen is, because I know there's been weird continuity, like I love the idea that like the timepiece that was in the time travel episode is one of those like miraculous things, but they didn't know about it, but in the episode it gets destroyed. I have a question, that's besides the point. I'm the person who even I have certain problems with the show. I'm fine with it, but I like this world because time travel. They go back and they have it in the side. I also like the one trick that they use, which is basically they go back, do the flip, change the name, and then flip back, and it's like near perfect. So like it's like the focus isn't on because she's facing this way and the thing's here. So it looks like she goes in and just walks around, and then it's like, I'll stop you, and all of that stuff. And I love the idea that she does this full speech being like, and we will stop you, which she does know that she's not going to remember this, right? You don't need to. I'll just be like, it's like, why are you giving me this thing? Maybe it's like, maybe we need to have her be like, oh, I will stop you, I will defeat you, and have enough confidence to be like, oh, I'm going to undo it and have this in there. I'm really interested about what her motivations are, because that's one thing I would find really interesting overall. So yeah, I do think this is like, it's not the best series. I fully admit that. There's a lot of, but because I like it and I've got too hooked onto it, I'm like, I can't give up this point. I can't stop at this point. I finished 80 Regretful, I said, that's true, by season 5. But there's a new villain. And there's a new thing. I need to see it. I need to. So yeah, I am going to watch season 6, which I don't know when it's going to come out. But yeah, I don't know, but it will be really interesting, I think. So yeah, this is here. There's no news on Miraculous and when it's coming out. Oh, January 25th. I don't know. I'll probably be better on Disney Plus. But I like this. This is really good. It's been a weird recording. I don't know. I don't really mind. It's fair. I just think this is worth watching. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. I hope you like. And good night. I just keep it to the end. But yeah, good.